In Luke chapter 19, we see the story of Zacchaeus. He was said to be a publican, in charge of all the publicans, and a rich man, meaning this was a person of authority. Even if he was disliked because of his occupation, he did have a lot of authority, and he was probably respected because of his position, even if he wasn't liked. But when Jesus saw him, he very quickly said, "Come down, make haste. Today I'm going to your house." I mean, he did not have any inhibition in speaking to him in an authoritative way, just like when he was speaking to Nicodemus, who was a very highly respected religious man, just like when he was speaking to the scribes, the Pharisees, lawyers. Jesus spoke to everyone the same. It did not matter how much money they made. It did not matter what position they held. He spoke the same way to a leper as he would speak to the chief of the Pharisees or the head of the Sanhedrin. He spoke to everyone the same. He was the ultimate example of meekness. It says in the Old Testament that Moses was the meekest man alive at that time. Meekness is not groveling. Meekness is not feeling humble to the point of feeling less than anyone. Meekness is exactly what Jesus was. Everyone was the same to him. He was no respecter of persons. And this is so admirable because human nature wants to gravitate to help people that possibly we see as needy. It'd be easier to have compassion on someone that we felt was maybe under us in financial status or in cultural status. It's just human nature to feel insecure about a person's position, or if they have more money than us, or if somehow we do not feel quite good enough. Jesus felt as good as everyone and not better than anyone. And that is exactly what meekness is. And I feel that meekness is such an incredibly admirable trait because it's not natural. You have to have the fruit of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit's power working through you to actually look at every single human being on earth the same. I'll admit that I find compassion an easy emotion to help me want to reach out and help someone. If I see a person is feeling out of place, maybe they're new, or maybe they're alone at church sitting by themselves, or maybe it looks like they are poor, or they are needy in some way, maybe physically, it is easier for me to go to that person. If a person walks into a room or at church, or maybe is in my neighborhood or something, and it looks like they have a high status, possibly they look well-dressed or have a fancy car, or I would know that they had a degree, many college degrees, something like that. It would be a harder obstacle to overcome. And I think that's basic human nature. But we are to want to be in God's stead on earth as Christians, acting as Christ with everyone. So this week I'm reminding myself, we can't just look on the outward appearance. I taught school for many years, and it was interesting to me to see that the popular girls, the ones that seemed like they had it all together, the cheerleaders, the ones that all the boys liked, the ones that had the nice clothes and they seemed to have the great home lives, those girls would also come to me seeking, advice from their teacher. And I would quickly realize, wait a second, these girls have heartaches and burdens, and everything isn't as it appears in their life, just like all of us. And it's just a great reminder that everyone needs love. Everyone needs attention. Everyone needs kindness. And sometimes we have to get our own insecurities out of the way. Maybe we feel a little bit less than, but it blocks us from being able to help others, to reach out to others, to share the gospel with others, to be giving and listening and helping and everything that Jesus was and that we're to be. This week, let's remember that God doesn't look on the outward appearance. God looks on the heart. Maybe the Holy Spirit is prompting you to approach and help and speak to and witness to and listen to someone that would be intimidating to you. And let me just say, go for it. I'll do that and you do that. Overcome the barriers within ourselves, within our human nature, and actually have the meekness of God, feeling everyone is truly the same in this world. And reach out. Go outside of ourselves and reach out to help another person this week. Let's walk in love, loving God through loving others. Have a great week, friends.